61, Article 5, Section 21 of the Code of Ordinances to temporarily suspend payment for excess residential waste and bulk items.
Public hearing number 2.
Public hearing number 2 regarding the redirection of a portion of Front Street to a one-way street from John Street to Mohawk Avenue and from Monroe Street to become a one-way street from Front Street to Erie Boulevard.
Public hearing number 3.
Public hearing number 3 regarding amending Chapter 264 for the rezoning of certain parcels on Maxon Road identified as the following lots: 39.26-1-2, 39.26-1-10, 39.26-1-3, 48.41-1-2.311, and 39.26-1-9 from C3 Commercial to M1 Light Industrial.
Public hearing number 4.
Public hearing number 4 regarding adding the definition of battery energy storage facilities to Section 264-2 of the Schenectady City Code to allow battery energy storage facilities in a designated district.
Thank you. We have 6 items for original consideration and 3 for unanimous consent. If the clerk would please read the items for unanimous consent.
Item 6A, final consideration and ordinance to amend Chapter 161, Article 5, Section 21 of the Code of Ordinance to temporarily suspend payment for excess residential waste and bulky items.
I need a motion to place item number 6A on the floor. Moved by Mr. Motivare and second by Mr. Williams. All in favor? Aye. If there's no objection, I need, now since there's no objection, I need a motion to place it onto the consent agenda, item number 6A. Moved by Mr. Motivare and second by Mr. Williams. All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to place item number 6B on the floor.
Item 6B for final consideration of ordinance for the redirection of a portion of Front Street to a one-way street from John Street or Mohawk Avenue and for Monroe Street to become a one-way street from Front Street to Erie Boulevard.
Motion? Mr. Motivare, second by Mr. Williams. All those in favor? Aye. And I need, if there's no objection to item number 6B, I may have a motion to place it on the consent agenda. Second by Mr. Williams. All those in favor? Aye. I need a motion to place item 6C on the floor.
Item 6C for final consideration, an ordinance amending the zoning map as referred to Section 264-4 of the Schenectady City Code as amended, as it reflects to several parcels on Maxon Road.
I need a motion to place that item 6C on the floor. Second by Mr. Williams. All's in favor? Aye. Since there's no objection to item 6C being placed on this item, excuse me, may I have a motion to place it on the consent agenda? Moved by Mr. Farley. Second by Mr. Motivare. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Item number 1.
Item number 1 for original consideration, a resolution calling for a public hearing to amend and update Chapter 183 of the Schenectady City Code entitled Nuisances.
Discussed in committee without objection and on consent. Item number 2.
Item number 2 under original consideration, a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign a professional service agreement with the Metroplex Development Authority for the use of the Lasco mobile payment technology.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 3.
Item number 3 for original consideration, a resolution appointing Daniel Flynn to the City of Schenectady Industrial Development Authority.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 4.
Item number 4 for original consideration, a resolution declaring that the City Council is the lead agency for the J Street Connector Project.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 5.
Item number 5 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing settlement of a claim with Allstate, ASO Darnell Biggs versus City of Schenectady.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 6.
Item number 6 for original consideration, a resolution accepting the bid and awarding the contract for Craig Street Water Main Replacement Rebid to American Evergreen Incorporated in the amount of $1,572,175.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. If there's nothing more to come before the City Caucus, I would ask for a motion to adjourn. Second by Mr. Farley. All those in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. I'd like to call the Schenectady City Council meeting to order for Monday, December 22nd, 2025. And I'd like to call on Reverend William Lynn Hamilton of Friendship Baptist Church for the prayer invocation.
Our hearts and minds for prayer. Gracious God, we invoke your presence into this place at this time. At the close of the year, as a common council come for the last meeting, we thank you, God, for the great work through the year and how much they've done to benefit the city of Schenectady. We ask that you continue to grant them the wisdom and knowledge to make decisions in the best interest of those in the city of Schenectady. We pray that none would suffer want for working in this capacity. We actually bless this body as well as we move forward to be a blessing to the city and to each other. Bless us, we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'd like to call on Justin Chairs to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I'd like to ask the clerk to please complete the roll call.
Mr. Toro? Mr. Farley?
Here.
Mr. Mutaverin?
Present.
Ms. Patrick is absent. Mr. Williams? Ms. Porterfield?
Here. One more, thank you. Public hearings. Thank you. So for those of you who are not accustomed to our process, I just want to remind folks, if you wanted to speak on an item, you would have had to sign up in order to speak. So if you don't have your name called, it's because you didn't sign up. So if there's someone at this point who wanted to speak on any item with public hearing, city business, or legislative agenda, I will provide you that opportunity. Okay. We have 4 public hearings this evening. And just a reminder, we have extended the public comment for public hearing to 4 minutes and ask that anyone speaking on the public hearing will only speak to the subject relevant to the public hearing. Thank you. Public hearing number 1 is regarding amending Ordinance 161, Article 5, Section 21 of the Code of Ordinance to temporarily suspend payment for excess residential waste and bulk items. I have no one signed up to speak, so I declare public hearing number 1 closed. Public hearing number 2 regarding the redirection of Front Street to a one-way street from John Street to Mohawk Avenue and for Monroe Street to become a one-way street from Front Street to Erie Boulevard. I have no one signed up to speak, so I declare public hearing number 2 closed. Public hearing number 3 regarding amending Chapters 264 of the rezoning of certain parcels on Maxon Road, identified as the following lots: 39.26-1-2, 39.26-1-10, 39.26-1-3, 48.41-1-2.311, and 39.26-1-9 from Commercial C3 to M1 Light Industrial. I have no one signed up to speak, so I declare public hearing number 3 closed. Public hearing number 4 regarding adding the definition of battery energy storage facilities to Section 264-2 of the Schenectady City Code to allow energy storage facilities in designated districts. I have no one signed up to speak, so I declare public hearing number 4 closed. At this time, I would ask for approval of the minutes from December 8th, 2025. Moved by Mr. Mudavera, second by Mr. Williams. All in favor? Aye. If the clerk could please read any communications and petitions.
Communications presented to the City Council for Monday, December 22nd, 2025, under official, From Mayor Gary McCarthy, a letter vetoing the appointment of Justin Chairs to the Schenectady City Council, citing fiscal constraints, a hiring freeze, and concerns about the irregular appointment process. From City Council President Marion Porterfield, a letter stating that the mayor's veto of the appointment is invalid. Under the Schenectady City Charter, the council has the sole authority to fill vacancies in the office of the mayor or councilman. The council further noted that a hiring freeze does not apply to council appointments, and the mayor has no standing to object to the council's internal procedures. Under General, from Joe Anderson, local president of AFSCME Council 66, Local 1037, an email letter to the City Council regarding the 2026 city budget. Ask Me stated that while both the mayor's proposed and council adjusted budgets are balanced, the council's version relies on one-time capital reductions rather than long-term solutions. The submission noted that operating budget reductions do not reduce service expectations and that over $1.5 million in capital funding was deferred, impacting equipment, infrastructure, and parks. Ask Me urged the council to treat the budget as a short-term measure and pursue sustainable revenue solutions to protect the city's services and municipal workforce. From Rita Smith, a resident of Mount Pleasant, submitted comments stating that she is a longtime homeowner who has consistently paid her property and school taxes. She urged the City Council not to adopt the mayor's proposed budget, expressing concerns that it is fiscally unsafe for residents, and asked the council to approve a budget that is affordable for the community. From Kathy LaRock, a resident from the Woodlawn neighborhood, she spoke in support of pausing or eliminating the bulk waste fee, citing unfairness to most residents who generate minimal bulk trash compared to a few high-volume users. She noted inconsistencies in the city's enforcement of trash and recycling policies and suggested that if the fee continues, untagged items should simply be left at the curb rather than be fined. From Marianne Risciuto, East Front Street Association President, an email expressing full support for making Front Street one-way from John Street to Mohawk Avenue and toward the casino, and appreciated that the matter being brought to a vote. Under petitions, there were none.
Thank you. This time, I'll call on the city council members to provide any committee reports. Okay. Now we'll have privilege of the floor related to the legislative agenda. And again, I have no one signed up to speak, so I declare the public comment on the legislative agenda closed. I'd like to ask for approval of the legislative consent agenda. Moved by Mr. Mudavaren, second by Mr. Williams. All in favor? Aye. Now we will have privilege of the floor regarding general city business. And I have 9 people signed up to speak. Just a reminder, this part of the privilege of the floor is only 3 minutes. If you're in the middle of a sentence, I'll give you an opportunity to wind up your thoughts, and then we would ask you to conclude. Okay, the first person is Anthony Carrata.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, Madam President. Before I get to speak tonight, I just want to wish you, Mr. Mayor, you, Madam President, and this government body a very Merry Christmas and a very God-blessed New Year to you, your family, and your loved ones. Now, what I want to talk about tonight is the issue of safety. Yes, safety. To be precise here, today in this world we're living in, you can't even go shopping without the fear of being attacked. Now, to be precise about that one, there was a report in the news a while back while a mother with a baby in the flagship Macy's store there in New York City, she was changing her baby in the restroom. Someone who have severe mental health issues escaped from the facility she was getting treatment in Massachusetts, somehow ended up there in New York City, and according to a voice in her head said, if you don't kill somebody, you would die. She ended up attacking this mother and baby. Luckily, the mother and baby are doing well, now because her husband, Sakir, was able to go into the restroom. Sakir was able to seduce the woman that was attacking the mother and the baby. Second one, while we're getting into the Christmas season, schools are starting to let the student bodies, professors off for a holiday break. Recently, there was a report in the news that somebody was attacking student bodies, a professor at a very well-prestigious university here in America. And besides the other attacks here on universities earlier this year. Luckily, no one got seriously hurt, but there was one victim, a very young woman who had to be a Christian, let alone being a Christian, and the fact that she was helping out in the community there, and I believe in Rhode Island, Brown University. Now, the other one here locally, and I hate to say this, because there is an issue of homelessness in the city, specifically downtown here. After the Hanukkah event, I was talking to a friend. Some homeless guy asked a cigarette. Now, we've got restaurants, decent restaurants down here, retail. Proctor's not showing, shows, families coming down. You think they want to be approached by a total stranger, ask for money or cigarettes or whatever? Because things with homelessness, and I'm saying this because of the fact that I happen to watch John Walsh's program In Pursuit, and I know what I'm talking about. A lot of these homeless people, you don't know if they have a weapon on them, and if they're asking that, and they attack somebody, whose fault is it? Yes, this government body, because this government body's men soft on issues of homelessness. Yes, even though we have Bethesda House, Salvation Army, City Mission. But literally, the laws here for homelessness are a joke. And here on the local level, so dude, this government body. And the other thing here with the Hanukkah celebration, just prior to that, as they were saying there, down there in Australia, Poplar Beach, father's son was attacking people because of the Jewish faith. The son got shot. The father got 59 counts of murder. Now, the victims that we know so far in that attack, 2 are rabbis. Victim is as young as 10 years old. 10 years old. Think about that. Victim 10 years old. And one of them, I hate to say this.
I need you to summarize, sir. I need you to summarize.
A victim of the Holocaust. It's getting so where people can't even go to a community event, shopping, go to universities, let alone be approached by a homeless person. Come on.
Thank you. Orlando Otis Huntley.
Hello, my name is Orlando Otis Huntley. I'm sure some of you will change your mind after what I have to say. As you all know, elections cost money, a lot of money, and I don't know why we find ourselves in the business of appointing someone who received no votes when we have a city council president who received the 4th most votes. I feel also that it's just a reality that moving forward, maybe it would be easier for the citizens of Schenectady if we elected all of our city councilors at once instead of doing this staggered system that benefits you more than it benefits us. Then thirdly, I don't understand why Metroplex or Laz Parking gets to collect money before the city does, and if it's too hard for the city to operate, well, maybe it shouldn't operate, because I don't know why revenue is being collected for outside bodies when we have potholes. Thirdly, we have a beautiful community in Schenectady, and there are a lot of rich voices that are emerging online and off, and we deeply want a more connected public transit system. And I feel like you all have the power necessary to create these and understand them as true revenue sources. And I just want to really bring home to the people who are watching at home that we should be electing all city councilors at once. And the reason why we find ourselves in this situation is because policy that was unpopular fell on the backs of candidates who were supporting the popular policy. So it becomes so confusing for people who go to the ballot and then they see all these names next to the Democratic line, but none of them are Democrats. we find it funny. And I won't take this moment to laugh about it, but it is hilarious that so many people get to walk around painted blue when that's not who they are on the inside. And I think we should all, oh, hold on. No, that would have been amazing. But it's a bill collector. I'm not answering that. And then I'll say this. Can we turn the heat on in here? Because I was back there shivering. And I think we can afford that. I think we can at least afford that. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Nina Johnson?
Good evening, President and honorable members of the council. My name is Nina, and I am coming here in regards to Jamrock Caribbean Bar and Grill, right here on 769 State Street in Schenectady. I am seeking help because we received a fine from the SLA that could definitely put us out of business. We were opened in February 9th of 2023. And we received a fine in about a little over a year, and the fine was just for pretty much just improper wording. And as a new business, we didn't know that we couldn't put, when we were hosting an event, the word promote on it. So we received a huge fine that could potentially put us out of business. We're a mom and pop, we only have one location. We hired people in the community. We also do a weekly event called Everyday People, where we service all of the disability agencies, and they get to have a night and an event to party like us and wind down and hang out. So that's something I'm proud of because I worked as a job coach for 20 years with disabled adults, and when we opened the business, we wanted to give that back to the community. The fine now, as it stands, it was originally at $50,000. So we worked it down, and now it's at $16,000. And they recommended us that, and our lawyer said, if we could reach out to the city council or someone just to give us some type of support or any support, because we're just trying to build a future for ourselves and not only my children. We have 2 kids in college at the same time, and this is going to be we get this fine, and I'm not crying because I'm looking for your pity or anything like that. It's just something that's really passionate. I'm really passionate about my business. And just for the wording to be something that we didn't know about. It was a learning curve for us. So a lot of things that when we did promotion, it was just wording. They cited us on that, and then after an event, we were already closed, and there was a fight down the street after the event. And they said, okay, they came from your establishment, so that's why we got the fine. So, which I know that's their law, but the point is that what I'm seeking some type of even recommendation from the council or someone to say, we're a small business, be a little lenient on the fine because we cannot afford that. And if we get this fine, they think that's our business is closed and that's it. And we just started, and if anyone is familiar with a restaurant, it takes up to five years or more to get established. We're in a good place, there's good and bad, but we're working hard towards, the future to build something in the community. And we like being here, and I'm just reaching out for some support of a recommendation or something to take to the council and the SLA to be at least a little lenient on the fine, because we definitely can't afford that being a new business and a small business. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you. Fabian Parker?
Oh,
You're together? Okay. Adonis Richards?
Good evening, everybody. I wanted to just speak briefly on just the appointment of Justin Chairs for City Council. From personal and professional accounts, Justin has been a very valued member of this community, a person that has always shown up when he's called upon, very influential when it comes to young children and also helping students at Union College of color and beyond with opportunities, with learning, with just even speaking with them with anything they're looking for when it comes to guidance. And I think he's a valuable member, someone that could be valuable to this council and being good at speaking truth to power, being very confident in making real change in the city. And I'm excited to see what he can and will do in the near future. So that's all I have to say right now.
Thank you. Elizabeth Walsh.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and neighbors. I'm here tonight grounded in a commitment to a future of a politics of flourishing for Schenectady, a future that I believe is already being shaped now through the growing movement for One Schenectady, where we come together to organize thriving communities, nurture collective strengths, and empower inspiring change. Before anything else, I want to offer deep gratitude to Council members Marion Porterfield and Damani Farley as they conclude their terms. Both have demonstrated what it looks like to lead with care, to listen to residents, to learn alongside the community, and to legislate in ways that support the needs and aspirations of constituents. Their willingness to legislate in ways that respond immediately is reflected by their leadership with good cause eviction and other policies, but even more importantly, they continue to participate in community conversations hosted by Housing One Schenectady together because they know that the housing crisis is real and long and needs collective support. That commitment to listening, learning, and acting collaboratively matters, and it leaves a lasting impact. Thank you. I want to welcome Justin Chairs as he steps into his appointed seat, and also want to thank the 17 other residents who were willing to serve in this important role. The fact that 18 people stepped forward in this community reflects that we are a community rich in leadership and civic care. I also want to acknowledge Kim Wiggins and Hayden Engbert, who will be joining the council at the start of the year. Thank you for stepping in to serve our city. I also want to acknowledge all council members, past and present, who have invested their time, talent, energy, and attention to caring for our city and its residents. And I want to thank the council for the work done just this past week, fulfilling its responsibility to pass a budget that will result in only a modest tax increase for property taxes, and to appoint a replacement for Councilman Member Mancini's seat. These are not easy decisions, but they're important ones that matter in the lives of our residents. We're living in a moment when politics can easily slip into blame, shame, and reactivity. But there is another way, rooted in appreciation, compassion, commitment, vision, and cooperation. A way that builds on Schenectady's strengths, addresses root causes, and creates structures that support the well-being of all people, now and for generations to come. Whether or not we hold a formal position, each of us can help shape the long-term future of this city. I invite everyone to participate in the Electric City Recharged comprehensive planning process and to join the One Schenectady movement. A flourishing Schenectady is possible. We can create it together. Thank you.
Thank you. Hema Singh.
Good evening. My name is Hema. I stand today to speak in strong support of Justin Chairs and to vouch unequivocally for his character and integrity. Justin Chairs is a person of principle in every role he has held. He has demonstrated honesty, accountability, and deep respect for the responsibilities entrusted to him. As a person of color, Mr. Chairs brings lived experiences that strengthens, not divides. He understands the importance of equality, transparency, and inclusion, and he carries that understanding with professionalism and restraint. He does not lead with grievance, but with purpose. He does not seek conflict, but he does not shy away from the truth and from standing firm with integrity when it demands it. Those who knows Mr. Chairs knows him to be thoughtful, diligent, and principled. He listens carefully and acts deliberately and holds himself to high ethical standards. At a time when trust and leadership matters more than ever, Justin Chairs has consistently proven himself worthy of that trust. His character is steady, his integrity is intact, and his commitment to serving with honesty is unquestionable. I offer this statement without hesitation and with full confidence in the person Justin Chairs is and the leader he continues to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Deidre Hill Butler.
Good evening, all. My name is Dr. Deidre Hill Butler. I'm a 24-year resident homeowner here in Schenectady. My children graduated from the Schenectady Public Schools. I'm a member of Dury AME Zion Church. I'm a member on the executive board of the NAACP, and I'm an employee, 24-year employee at Union College, a full professor there. And I have worked closely with Justin Chairs, and I agree wholeheartedly with the statements that have already been given. And he has impeccable leadership, communication skills, and a willingness to serve for the betterment of our community. And I'd also like to thank Marion and Damani for their commitment through the trials, tribulations, and joys of serving this community. And I have no hesitation in saying I know they both will continue to be vibrant members of our community. And I'd like to thank you personally. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cynthia Farmer.
I'd like to say thank you to Marion and Damani for all your hard work that you've done in the community. We appreciate you, and as everyone else has said, I totally agree of what they said. Your personality and your willingness to help others and getting to know your members, the community, and I just want to say, I know that this is not the end. God has something more better for you to do, and so you just trust God and allow him to lead you. Now I will allow Sean to speak.
Thank you. Good evening. I'll say this briefly. I came to see off two city council members that have served our community very well over their terms. It's going to be sad to see you all go. As Cynthia just said, there's more work to be done. This is not the end. Very much appreciate you being here. I also came here to see Justin Chairs sitting here with the rest of the city council members. And I'm very disappointed that he's not sitting here. I don't understand what we're doing politically in this city. We have opportunity to have a representative of the city who's a son of Schenectady, who has deep roots here, has been working in the community way before this nomination. So we have 5 city council members that voted him up here. He should be sitting here, and it's a shame that he's not. It's been too many years of this political wrangling and backstabbing and backbiting. 2026, we should not be seeing that, right? The future of our Schenectady should be bright. We shouldn't be going into to 2026 with this hanging over us. Justin should be seated here, and I'm very disappointed that he's not. I find that the actions of our mayor, unfortunately, is too similar to what we're seeing in other parts of the political realm, and I'm talking about Donald Trump. Thank you.
Thank you. Crystal Dion.
good evening. My name is Crystal Doyne, for many of you who don't know me. I just want to speak about the continuous rise of homelessness in the city of Schenectady. This has been brought to the council's attention for a number of years and neglected. While having plummeting temperatures outside, we have a complete epidemic among our streets. Schenectady has no strict ordinance to the limit of how many days you can actually stay in a hotel. In addition to that, there is no predetermined amount of days the DSS can offer assistance in its place until permanent housing is found. Essentially, anyone can come here for a night's stay in a hotel, go to DSS, state that they have nowhere to go, and receive unlimited benefits, still leaving them in compromised positions, leaving the door open to possible drug addiction, prostitution, human trafficking, alcoholism, mental health issues, and child abuse. Mayor McCarthy, while you rejected a budget for year 2026, you stated it was fiscally irresponsible, but have you peeled back the books at our Department of Social Services? Have you taken a stroll down the streets to see people outside bundling up at 24 degrees, sleeping on the ground? I strongly encourage a plan to go into place to help these individuals out, not leave our community literally on the ground, fending for themselves. While we turn our heads the opposite direction and pretend this isn't a problem, while you collect a nice paycheck from our taxpayer dollars, make a plan and do something. Enough is enough. That would be the responsible thing to do. Thank you for your time, and thank you for serving on the council.
Thank you. I have no one else signed up to speak on public comment, so I declare the privilege of the floor public comment on city business closed. This time, any miscellaneous business of the council? Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams.
Thank you. Sincerely to everyone that had the opportunity to come out and speak, I appreciate your comments and concerns. But before I share any opinions about the unfortunate matter that I think many of you came to chair for Justin Chairs, no pun intended, I would like to share a just sincere appreciation to Ms. Porterfield and then Mr. Farley. So starting with Council President Porterfield, when you think of leadership, what comes to mind? Is it a military general addressing troops before battle, a pastor counseling a weary family, or a teacher taking an extra moment with a struggling student? To me, a leader is someone who builds and listens, grounded in confidence and assuredness that even when today is heavy, tomorrow will be brighter. As the scripture reminds us, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. Matthew 20, verses 26 to 28. Council President Porterfield embodies servant leadership. Her wisdom, grace, and unmistakable sense of style will be remembered as hallmarks of her leadership, of how leadership should be presented. Her years of service to this community live on through the relationships she has built and the memories she holds dear. For that, our community forever will be in her debt. Words cannot fully express the admiration I hold for her role in my life as a mentor, a friend, and someone I consider family. I don't believe in goodbyes, so I'll simply say until next time, because I'm confident that she will remain a deeply vested steward of our city's future, no matter where she sits. And to Mr. Farley, life is interesting in that you can't control who enters it or how long they stay, and in you have gained a true friend and a brother. A Farley fact that will forever ring true is the sincerity and authenticity you bring when you stepped into leadership and while guiding others. Your ability to thread the line while still holding us accountable defined your tenure. Those moments when you leaned in, spoke honestly, and made hard calls will remain positive reflections of where you made a real difference. I know the political tightrope was never your forte, nor was the desire to run again. But as these seats around us changed, so did your vision for Schenectady and the role you were always destined to play in it. I challenge you to keep answering my calls and those of the residents, because people still rely on your energy, your passion, and your commitment to improving the lived conditions in our city. And sincerely, I look forward to giving my remarks to Mr. Chairs once he is properly seated here at the table with all of us. This is not a loss. and this is only but another obstacle that will define his political career and wherever it takes him. Sincerely, the chair's name is synonymous with the city of Schenectady, so it is not one that we can just so blindly disparage or cast aside. My relationship with him reflects sincere years and admiration for what he has done and what he will continue to do for the city of Schenectady. And to mimic the comments that were said around the table, I see this as just truly a new low that I need to embrace as a contributor to it. For if there was more to do, we need to find out what that looks like. But sincerely, I think our community is now starting to lay witness to some of our internal conversations that we've had. And I think this is all going to be better as we have proper engagement and accountability to ensure that these actions just do not hold true, not just for Mr. Chairs, but for others after him. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mudavaren?
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you and Mr. Farley for your years of service. Ms. Porterfield, for 13 years you have been on this chair bench, and you have done your community a great honor. We're sad to see that you're leaving here, but situations do happen. And I wish you well. I don't think you're going away. I think you're going to still involve with your community. Prior to you being here 13 years ago, I can recall 2012 when I ran, and you were appointed in 2012 for the seat, and you've been here. You have made a significant contribution to this Schenectady, and I'm sure you'll continue to be on City Council. And as Mr. Williams says, we're not going to wish you all goodbye. We're going to wish you all well. Let's stay in connection and help us to guide and continue from where you are as a community leader now to help us guide the city and to move forward with that. And thank you for your years of service on the council, and we look forward to continue working. To Mr. Farley, thank you. You know, situations do happen, but we're going to count our blessings and move on. And I hope that you'll be around to continue to work in the school district, to continue to mentor kids, and to be able to make them somebody better in the school district, and continue to serve our community, continue to reach out to us and help us. You see things here, we need to know, let us know, and help us to make us better, help to make this council better, and help to make this city a better place. And thank you both for your service. Many might want to know why Mr. Chair is not taking a seat, but we were served with a court order this evening whilst we were coming in here. A lawsuit barring us an emergency temporary restraining order from seating, yes, the order, seating the appointed city council member. I have been on this council 12 years, and I have been involved before that. This is the first time I'm seeing something like this, and so petty. It is sad that we are stepping. It is sad that we are stepping to this low in the administration of this city, but we intend to have representation and fight this and able to address and move forward. But it's sad that we can do that. But I'll tell you, and I'm not holding back, if the name were not Justin Chair on this, he would be seated right over here by me. Right here he will be sitting, but because it has the name Justin Chairs on it, I have made my point very clear last Thursday, and I have no apology in saying that again and again, that he will be sitting here. So it's sad what's happening, and I hope that we, as we continue as a body here, we correct what we're doing here and move forward and work as one. We don't go and say, well, we want to work together when we feel that the moment is for us and it doesn't benefit everybody else. We work for ourselves. We need to stop that and work for the city and the good for the city. Stop party politics in this place. I would like to take this moment to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. I hope that the family out there, please go out there, despite what's happening, go out there, have some time with your family, have some time with your friends, have some time with your neighbor. And it's a time of giving, so please reach out to everyone who in a situation and offer help and support. and make sure we comfort each other during this time and during the holiday season. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Farley?
Thank you, Madam President. Y'all heard what I said, right? Madam President. First black woman president in history of the city of Schenectady. So I want to say how much of an honor it was to serve in this capacity with you. And I think it's important that people understand that there are battles, they're being fought constantly, behind closed doors, that it takes a level of integrity to stand tall with your back straight and your chin up and don't accept whatever they're trying to just push to you. And I've witnessed you do it multiple times. And that's why I've always supported you. I've always protected you, and I've always joined you in that fight. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of that. I want to just read a couple names because I often say we stand on the shoulders of giants. And I just want to make sure that I read some of these names into the records because it's that same energy that I'm talking about that we have been blessed to experience to carry on some of that legacy. And I have no doubt that Justin Cheers will continue to do the same. I want to just lift up a few names, some of our ancestors who we have to carry their strength and wisdom in spaces with us. Walter Simpkins, Richard Parsons, Ethel David, Joseph Allen, Hector Ramirez, Gabriel Sims, Kenneth Hugh James, and last but certainly not least, my father, Mr. Herman Farley. My colleague hinted a little bit about the temporary restraint, but I remember people telling me and hearing multiple times being in church, and they say, delay is not denial, and this is temporary. And what we do and what we are called upon to do requires a level of resilience and persistence over resistance. And I know that that's some of the qualities that you bring. I was honored, absolutely honored, to support your nomination for the seat. And I do believe that it won't be long before you're sitting there serving and giving that very authentic advocacy and the type of energy that we need to maintain the integrity of the city of Schenectady. So I look forward to that. As far as my time on the council, y'all know it wasn't always so smooth. Carl laughs about my unwillingness sometimes to be politically correct, because I'd rather just be correct. And I will tell you, people have reached out to me after we got the results of the election. And we were, someone in particular said to me, this loss doesn't define who you are to the community. They're actually sitting in here, and I know what they meant. I know what they meant when they said that, but I walked away with a different thought, and I was like, oh, how wrong they are. And I mean that because this loss does define absolutely who I am to this community, because what I learned is that there's a cost to standing up to bullies. There's a cost to speaking truth to power. There's cost of being who you say you are, even when nobody's looking. And that cost sometimes reveals itself in situations like this. But what I learned, at the same time I learned that cost, I learned that I was willing to pay it every single time. So it does define me. It does define the names on this list. And I just can't tell you how grateful I am for all the love and support and encouragement that I've gotten over the years. To those who are oncoming into these seats, I would say, kind of tongue-in-cheek, I wish you luck. But not only do I wish you luck, I wish you courage, because that's what you're going to need. There's a lot of pressures, and politics is not as bad as they say, it's worse. So you are going to have to make sure you spend some time with the right people and your creator, and make sure that you are making moves and decisions that are formed and aligned with the best interests of the people that live in the city of Schenectady. That is something that I can say before you, knowing that I've done that every single time, even when it wasn't easy. So to that I say, I also want to really quickly talk about some of the things we heard today. Being unhoused is not a crime, okay? So we don't need to go fix the unhoused or homeless people. What we need to fix is the system that creates the circumstances for people to have to live in that circumstance. That's what we need to do. So let's work on that. And I appreciate everyone coming out. I'm so extremely proud of my family, my sons, and my wife, and the people who have sacrificed so much time with me. Sometimes they probably was happy to get me out the house, but who have sacrificed a lot of time with me in order to make sure that we are doing things, the best work that we can do here in the city of Schenectady. So with that being said, Schenectady, you know, this isn't the last of what you're gonna hear from me. You've never been that lucky. You know that I'm gonna show up. You know I'm gonna continue to be who I say I am. And for all of our council members that are coming on, we're gonna need you to still be here, not just to vote them in, but to support them and let them know that you have their back. To the young woman who spoke here about her small businesses, in my time here on council, I've heard a lot about the state liquor authority and enforcement strategies, and I'm charging the people who are going to carry on in this role to look at the differences. And right now, the ethnicities of those people who businesses have been closed and have these really high fines and things, because I imagine that we might find some disparities that we might have to look into a little further, because I don't know what exactly the numbers are. I just know people have come to me who've been concerned about trying to open a small business in Schenectady, and there's a continuing through line here that I think we need to look at. So I challenge and charge you guys to do that, and I, of course, will support in doing that. Again, just shout out to everyone who has been so supportive. There have been times that we couldn't get through some things without that level of support, and I know that you have been praying for me, and I'm just extremely grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Toro?
Thank you. I'd just like to welcome everyone here this evening. It's a huge support that I see for everyone here, for Mr. Chairs. I would just like to say, as I entered and received multiple dirty looks and snares from most of you sitting there, I've known Justin since you've been maybe 6, 7, 8 years old. Went to school with my daughters at St. Anthony's, a school that taught Christian values, love, respect. And I don't think anyone is questioning Mr. Chair's character and integrity. I think the whole thing, and I was served the same thing Mr. Mudavaren was just served, so I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I will forward it on to my attorney. I think it was the method in which it happened. None of you sat in the room where I sat with the rest of our council members, listening to, out of the 17, I think maybe 2 didn't show up, maybe 15 or 16 individuals who were each as qualified as Mr. Chairs in every aspect, okay? So I don't appreciate the looks, the snares. To me, Mr. Chairs, as good of a human being as he is, was not the best candidate for this position at this time. We go way back. You shared some very personal things with me once upon a time, okay? And I thank you for that. And as far as our grandchildren, my granddaughter and his son go to school together, and they have the utmost love and respect for each other. And to walk in this room and see individuals give me a filthy look, it really, really breaks my heart, because that's nothing I ever want to pass to my granddaughter, my children, or his son, or anyone else. I wish everyone a blessed holiday, Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam President. Again, appreciate everyone coming out tonight. And again, part of what we do is manage conflicting and competing interests. But as you transition in your role in the community, I do want to thank you for your service, and also Mr. Farley, but I'm proud to present to you tonight the key to the city is a small token the appreciation of this community for your years of service. I'd like to present that to you.
So let's just to be clear, I'm going to respectfully decline to accept this. I don't believe that. I find it disingenuous. As the many years I've sat on this council, I've always been respectful and to the mayor and to others that I've run with. I've never said anything negative about people. I have not dragged people's families into elections, like my deceased mother was dragged into an election. So in her honor, in her memory, I cannot accept something when people used her against me because of my political aspirations. I found that unfair. Say what you want about me. Make comments about me. I don't care. But will you drag my family in, especially my deceased mother, who's been my biggest supporter from the day I entered this? I think it would be disingenuous of me to accept that because I don't feel like it's coming from the right place. We've been called lazy and other things. So I accept the fact that if we got nothing, because that to me is more genuine, I would prefer that we part our ways and we say like, okay, we serve together and that's it. But I almost feel like there's some other kind of mixed message there by wanting to present us with that. So I don't feel in my heart that I can accept that because I don't feel like it was given in the genuine way that something like that should be given. So thank you, but I cannot accept that, Mayor.
That's unfortunate. I respect you. We have difference of opinions and serve this community. I also have one for Mr. Farley. And again, it's independent of you or I, but symbolic of the role of the mayor and the members of the city council. I wish everyone a happy holiday season and again, look forward to our continued work to make the city a better and stronger community. Thank you.
It's up to Mr. Farley what he wants to do with his.
So I think at this point, I was thinking, man, I definitely wanted to go get that plaque. And then I was like, man, we better check that, make sure it's not no explosive or no anthrax or something before we do it. I'm joking. And I think that at this point, I appreciate Madam President's leadership around making sure that everything we do is authentic and real. And I think that even presenting with a plaque, but the symbolism of it has to be genuine as well. And at this point where we're at, I don't think that it rings true and authentic. So I, as you have, Madam President, will respectively decline. Thank you.
So I'd just like to make some comments. You know, much has been said about Mr. Chairs and the appointment and the process. So I'm not going to just go over step by step, but here's what I invite all of you to do, is to look at our charter. Our charter is clear. Part 2, Article 13, Section 13-C, 13-2E, it says how vacancies are appointed by the City Council. So, not going to go step by step, but I've quoted where you could find it and look for yourselves. Now, it's been done various ways across since 2010, as far back as I looked in. And it's interesting that the lawsuit that was filed included resolutions, but didn't include 2010 when it was not signed by the mayor and not even stamped. So it was convenient information that was included in that lawsuit. I don't want to go on and on about that. It is definitely something, as Mr. Mudavarian says, that we have to deal with and we will deal with. But it's really unfortunate that I have always tried to make sure that I go by the charter and the code of this city. It didn't mean that people always agreed with what I did, but it did mean that I could back it up. And I was able to say, this is why I did it. So we're here, unfortunately, Mr. Chairs is not sitting there. We were, as was said, you know, the temporary restraining order. And talking about relationships doesn't matter unless You really treat people well, regardless of how you feel about them when you're serving with them. That's what matters. Even if you don't like the person, I know people don't like me. I don't really understand that, but but still, always wanted to serve people with the same amount of respect. So that's, you know, really about the lawsuit. It's unfortunate that the city would bring a lawsuit against its own council members, and that lawsuit was filed by our corporation counsel, so I'm not really clear on how that part works when the corporation counsel is also supposed to represent the city council, but we'll find out about that. So again, I want to thank everyone that came out this evening, and I want to thank whether you came out to voice your concern about things or if you came out to support any member of this council or potential member of this council. I want to appreciate that you came out this evening. And I just want to remind folks who don't know why I came to this council in the first place or my journey getting here, is I spent a lot of time coming to the rail to talk about things in the community and how things were not being addressed and certain voices were not being listened to. And it happens over and over. And so it became clear to me that there needed to be another voice on the other side of the rail. So 13 years and 9 months ago, I became one of those people. And I feel like I served with integrity and listened to everyone's voice. We didn't always make decisions that pleased everyone, but was fair in the decisions that we made. I took the seat to represent people. I did not take it to create power for myself. So it's important to individuals that do take this seat that they do it for the people and not for the power, because those are two very different things. I just want to say something in memory of my mother, who was my strongest supporter, who was always here for me. And in 2021, unfortunately, she passed away. But I continue to carry on the things that she put inside of me. I want to thank the city clerk for working so closely with me, because when you come the president, this is like the person you lean on, so thank you so much. I want to thank the council members that I've served with, and over the years it's been about 15 different people who have been seated at this table while in 13 years and 9 months that I've been here, when I've always held to my principles. I'm sorry that this meeting this year is ending on such a contentious note, that this term is ending on such a contentious note, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised, because on the City Hall steps in September 2021, the term of 4 council members who are sitting here was also, there was a contentious note. After we had won a primary, people came and marched against us because we were announcing our candidacy. It's unfortunate, but it just shows how some people feel about who we are and what we represent. I will continue to serve my community as I started. I'll continue to serve my community. And to be a voice. Over the 13 years and 9 months, I've learned a lot. And there's one thing about knowledge. They can maybe get rid of you, but they can't take away the knowledge that you've gained over that time. And I will use that knowledge to continue to serve my community. Just to make sure. Want to thank the mayor. There were times when we did work together, and unfortunately that took a turn where I feel that it wasn't, not that I feel, it wasn't the best working relationship. And I also refer again to when my deceased mother was used in a campaign, which still to this day, every time I think about it, it really hurts my heart. I want to thank Reverend Hamilton for being here tonight, for agreeing to come and to pray. He was also the person that was here with my mother when she held the Bible, and he prayed for me during that time. So I just think it's appropriate that you're here tonight, and I want to thank you for that. I want to thank council members that I've served with, those that supported me, and those who made sure they didn't, because even opposition helps to build your character. So I appreciate people on different levels in different ways. So to the individuals who are taking the seats, I just want to remind you that be kind to those that you meet on the way up. They may be on the same ones that you meet on the way down. And do it for the people and not for the power. Mr. Williams mentioned he had a verse that he used, and the verse that I want to say as I conclude is that it's from Jeremiah 29:11, because as you must understand, things happen in your life and you're like, what is going on? But as a believer, I feel that God has a purpose and a plan. And so I share with you Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And I believe that and I receive that. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. And also, I forgot, I'm sorry, I want to also thank all of the staff that I've served with over the years in the various different departments, who you can go to them for information, ask different things, and make sure that how you're operating and the decisions that you're making are based on information that you get from the people who are on the ground every single day. So shout out to all of them and everyone that's just been a part of my life, that continue to be a part of my life from this journey throughout, before I got here, since I've been here, and that will continue on after that. So thank you so much, my friends, my adopted family members, and those of you who are just here to support. Even if you're not here, I appreciate all the support, and I want you to know that. So I want you to know that this is not goodbye. It's I'll see you later. And with that, I will ask for a... Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. And at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to recess this meeting until Tuesday, December 30th. And the reason for the recess is because we have this pending lawsuit, and we may have to come back as a council to make sure that we address that after we go to court. So, a motion to recess?
I'll make that motion, Madam President.
Second? Moved by Mr. Farley, second by Mr. Torrell. You can't second it. All those in favor? Aye. All right. Well, have a good evening and Merry Christmas. Thank you. I don't think you do, but I'll shake your hand. I do.
That she sent her a resume, whatever. I know I wouldn't have your support or his support, but I really think.
Okay, so that's what we need to discuss it. We can't discuss it one-on-one. The reason why we need a meeting, and if we can't get the meeting, then we'll come onto the floor and do it January 1st. This will be the first time that we're doing it like that. I mean, normally we meet every 2 years. You've been at the last meeting when we do a transition. It's been like every 2 years, historically.
I know, but why?
You gotta ask Gary McCarthy. Why they decided 2 years?
Every single one of us,
Yeah.
to learn some type of, I don't want to say leadership, because we're all leaders.
So that's what we need to discuss about the meeting. If we can have the representative at the meeting, a pre-organization meeting. Well, then we'll come onto the floor here January 4th. members, or make it a surplus. It will be the first time that members